boys and girls. It's Miss Smith. I hope all of you are doing well. This is our first recording, and this is our first reading video. So we're going to start with our listening ears. I'm going to give you 3 words, and you're going to tell me which 2 words rhyme. Here are the 3 words. Dip, rip, and tag. Which 2 words rhyme? Dip and rip. Lap, cap, and den. Which 2 words rhyme? Lap and cap. Beg, leg, and nod. Which 2 words rhyme? Beg and leg. Rough, tough, cat. Which 2 words rhyme? Rough and tough. Sam, lamb, him. Sam and lamb rhyme. Hot, knot, and bug. Hot and knot rhyme. Toss, loss, hard. Toss and loss, they rhyme. All right, let's think about our beginning sounds. Which word starts like upstairs? Curtain or usher? Usher. Which word starts like elbow? Echo or zero? Echo. Which word starts like boulder? Texas or buffalo? Buffalo. Which word starts like octopus? Forever or option? Option. Which word starts like landing? Listen or sister? Listen. All right, we're going to think about our sounds. We're going to say 3 sounds and blend them to make a word. S, I, D, sid. F, O, M, foam. B, I, t, bite. V, A, s, vase. P, O, poke. R, ice, rice. F, a, d, fade. M, o, n, moan. H, I, k, hike. K, o, v, cove. All right. Now, we're going to count our sounds, and we're going to think about that middle sound. Tell me the sounds in cake. K, a, k. Middle sound, a. N, o, t. Middle sound, o. S, I, d. Middle sound, I. Read, r, e, d. Middle sound, E. Cute, K, U, T. Middle sound, U. Base, B, A, S. Middle sound, A. Dime, D, I, M. Middle sound, I. Now we're just going to count the sounds in some words. Tell me the sounds in road, R, O, D. Kite, K, I, T. Pain, P, A, N. Late, L, A, T. Note, N, O, T. Ripe, R, I, P. Wise, W, I, Z. Gave, G, A, V. Loan, L, O, N. Fine, F, I, N. All right, we're going to say our ending or our rhyme, and we're going to add the beginning. Ready? Say ache, add f, fake. Say ache, add t, take. Say ache, add l, lake. Say ache, add rake. Say ache, add make. All right, this time I want you to say fine. Say it without ein. Say cage. Say it without age. Say load. Say it without ode. Say mice. Say it without ice. Say sail. Say it without ale. Say date. Change d to r. Rate. Say rate. Change r to g. Gate. Say gate. Change g to mate. Say mate. Change to late. Say late. Change to date. All right, boys and girls, now we're going to look at our letter cards. We're going to look at the capital and the lowercase together, and we're going to say the letters, and we're going to say the sounds. So I need all eyes on our screen so you can see our letters. The letter is B. The sound is B. The letter is R. The sound is R. The letter is F. The sound is F. The letter is K. The sound is K. The letter is J. The sound is J. The letter is M. The sound is M. The letter is Z. The sound is Z. The letter is P. The sound is P. The letter is Q. The sound is Q. The letter is A. The sound is A. The letter is Y. The sound is U. The letter is I. The sound is I. The letter is X. The sound is X. The letter is H. The sound is H. The letter is N. The sound is N. The letter is G. The sound is G. The letter is T. The sound is T. The letter is E. The sound is E. The letter is V. The sound is V. The letter is W. The sound is W. The letter is O. The sound is A. The letter is C. The sound is K. The letter is L. The sound is L. The letter is D. The sound is D. The letter is S. The sound is S. The letter is U. The sound is Good job. All right, we're going to think about a nursery rhyme, and we're going to listen for some rhyming words. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. I'm hearing rhyming words. Muffet and tuffet, way and away. All right. We are going to move on to our reading story for this week, boys and girls. This week our reading story is The Lion and the Mouse. And as I look at this cover, I see some characters, and I know that characters are who my story is about. And I see that I think a lion and a mouse are our two characters this week, or at least one or two of them. We're going to talk about some new amazing words, and these are our pictures this week for our amazing words. These words that we're going to talk about are jungle, beast, nibbling, snarled, trembling, and entangled. We're going to talk about two of those words today. The first word we're going to talk about is jungle. This is a picture of a jungle. When I look at the picture of a jungle, I can tell this is a place that has many tall trees and other plants. I also can see that this place is very warm and it's wet in the jungle. So our first word is jungle. What's our word? Jungle. Our second word is beast. A beast is any animal that has 4 feet. I think that this lion right here is a beast. A big beast. All right, so an animal has 4 feet is a beast. So our 2 words for today are jungle and beast. We're going to listen to our song and listen for jungle and beast. Listening ears.
King of the beasts in the jungle deep, snarled, snarled. The noise woke animals fast asleep, trembling in fright. Kings entangled in vines can't put up a fight. Nibbling mice will help him out. The king roams free tonight.
All right. So our 2 words for today were jungle and beast. We're going to listen for those 2 words also in our story. We're going to start reading our story. This is the front cover. We know this is the back cover. And this is the spine of our book. The lion cubs played happily in the sunshine while their parents slept nearby. The day grew hotter and hotter, so hot that the cubs grew tired, and one by one they lay down to rest in the shade near their parents. Only one of the cubs kept on playing despite the heat. When the blazing sun was at its highest, however, it was too hot even for him. So he padded over to a shady spot at the edge of the jungle and went to sleep. Suddenly, a little mouse scampered across the sleeping lion cub's paw, tickling him and waking him up. The lion cub snarled angrily. The mouse froze, too terrified to run away. "I'm sorry I woke you," she said, trembling. When the lion saw that it was only a harmless little mouse, he smiled and said, "Off you go, little one. I won't hurt you." "Oh, thank you for sparing my life," said the mouse. "One day I will repay your kindness. If you ever need help, send for me." The lion laughed out loud. "Huh, I am much bigger and stronger than you," he said. "And soon I shall be even bigger and stronger. A mouse cannot help a lion." The lion stood up and stretched to show just how big and strong he was. Proudly, he walked away. The mouse ran in the other direction. Years passed, and the cub grew into the biggest and strongest of all the lions. He was now the king of the beasts. The days were long and hot, and every day at noon, the great lion would go to sleep in the shade. If the mouse happened to run by, she kept well away from the lion's paws. One day, when the lion headed for his resting spot, he fell into a trap. The more he struggled to get free, the more he entangled himself in the net. The king of the beasts was caught. He gave a mighty roar. He roared with rage. He roared in fear. Then he roared for help. The animals of the day heard his call and rushed up to him, but they couldn't help him. Night fell, and the lion was still trapped in the net. The animals of the night crept up to see the captured lion, but they couldn't help him either. Early the next morning, the mouse appeared. "You called for me?" she asked. "I will help you, as I promised I would years ago." The lion looked at the mouse in amazement. "No one can help me," he said, "least of all you." The mouse started nibbling through the cords of the net, one after another. "Be patient, Lion," she said. "Soon you will be free." Before long, the mouse had chewed a hole in the net, and the lion pushed himself through it. The lion was free. He stood before the mouse and bowed his head. "Thank you, little mouse," he said. "I will never again laugh at someone weaker or smaller than myself. To repay your kindness, I promise I will always protect you." And so the lion and the mouse remained the best of friends until the end of their days. All right, boys and girls, we are reviewing the letter O this week. So we're going to look through our picture cards and we're going to be on the lookout for the letter O. O says the ah sound, like otter. Ready? Eyes on our cards. Zigzag, Z, Z. Cactus, C, K, K, K. Otter, O, ah, ah, ah. There it is. There's our letter. Penguin, P, 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 P. Baby, B, 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 B. Umbrella, U, Dolphin, D, 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 D. Helicopter, H. River, R. Goose, G, 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 G. Escalator, E, E. Queen, Q, 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 Q. Fox, X, 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 X. Fountain, F, F, F. Volcano, V, V. Igloo, I. Salamander, S, S. Yo-yo, Y, U. Motorcycle, M, Lemon, L, O. Nest, N, Watermelon, W, W. Astronaut, A. Turtle, T. Koala bear, K. All right, boys and girls, we're going to look at our sight word list. We know these are words that we cannot sound out. They are words that we have to memorize. And last week we talked about 3 new sight words. They, you, of. We're going to be on the lookout for those 3 words. She is, to, I, my, little, of, like, me, look, am, see, he, they. That's one of our review words. Have, the, with, for, we, you, a. Good job, boys and girls. All right, we're going to look at some words that we're going to sound out together, just like we normally do on the board with Miss Smith. And you're going to see these words also on your weekly word list and letter naming practice that is also in your work packet that came home in your blue virtual folder. So I'm going to pick a few words for us to practice. Okay, this is our first word. Let's sound this word out together. Mop. Let's drag it out. Mop. Mop. Our next word. Ready? Rot. 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 Next word. Top. 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 Let's do one more. Ready? Pop. 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 Now, boys and girls, we're going to use some of these words and we are going to spell these words. We're going to use these letters. Let's think about the word not. Tell me the sounds we hear in not. N, ot. Now, let's spell the word not. N. What letter makes the N sound? N. Not. N, ah. What makes ah? O. Not. N, ot. What makes the T sound? T. Good job. Let's spell another word together. This time, I want us to spell the word pod. Tell me the sounds in pod. P, I, D. Pod. The first sound is P. What makes the P sound? P. Pod. P, ah. What makes the ah sound? O. Pod. P, I, D. What makes the D sound? D. Very good. All right, let's do one more word. Let's spell the word tot. Ready? T, ot. The first sound is T. What makes the T sound? T. Tot. T, ah. What makes the ah sound? O. Tot. T, ot. What makes the T sound? T. Very good. T, ot. Tot. Hey, boys and girls. Now Miss Smith would like for you to look in your blue virtual folder and look inside your packet for page 221. This is our worksheet for today. We're going to do this together. At the very top, I want you to write not only your first name, but your last name. We started doing this right when we came back for Christmas. We're going to write our first and last name. The next thing that we're going to do is practice writing our capital O's. Let's look at our handwriting lines. Okay, I'm going to use my handwriting lines to help me write my capital O. When I write a capital O, I have one big curve and another big curve. Big curve, big curve, big curve, big curve. Notice my big curves is touching all three handwriting lines. Now, when we move to our second handwriting line, we're going to write lowercase o's, and we're going to use little curves this time. My lowercase o is going to touch two of the handwriting lines. Little curve, 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 little curve. Now I see 4 words, and I can see the ah sound is in the middle of those words. I'm going to sound out those words. Do that with me. Top, top. I'm going to write top. T, ah, o, p, top. My next word, ot, cot, c, a, o, t. Let's read our third word. Op, mop, a, o, p, mop. And our last word, ot, dot, d, a, o, t. Very good, boys and girls. Let's turn our papers over on the back. We're going to look at our pictures. We're going to count the sounds in our pictures, but I noticed that the middle sound is missing in all of my words. We're going to fill in that middle sound. Let's look at my picture. It is a fox. Let's think about the sounds we hear in fox. F, ah, x, f, ah. What letter's missing? O. My next picture is a top. Tell me the sounds in top. T, ah, p, t, ah. O is missing. Tell me the sounds in cap, k, app, k, ah. What letter is missing this time? A. Tell me the sounds in mop. Op. Ah. What is missing? O. This is a bib. B. What makes the I sound? I. And our last picture is a box. Ox. What is missing? O. All right, let's look at our directions. We're talking about the letter O this week. So we're going to color all of the pictures that have an ah or an O in the middle. Don't color the bib and don't color the cap. Boys and girls, take out your crayons and color the fox, top, mop, and box. Since we finished our worksheet for today, I want you to look back in the packet with your mom or your dad or a brother or sister or babysitter, and I want you to find your homework for the week. You've got some activities to do in our Family Times booklet. We have our letter naming practice. That's very important to practice. And we also have our word list that you need to practice reading to your mom and dad. Don't forget, these are our sight words and they are memorized. We have to memorize those. We can't sound those out. You also have your regular homework for the week as well. I know this week is a short week, so if you don't get to all of the days, that's fine. But most of it is pretty easy. I think you guys can knock it out in about 5 or 10 minutes. So I would like for you to try to get most of that done if you can. All right?